Hello, I am Nathan Greenfield, and I am the author of Hanged in Medicine Hat, which tells the story of German POWs in Canada, two murders, trials, and their executions. On either Thursday, March 7th, 1946, or the following day, Joyce Reeser stood before the principal of Medicine Hat High School, awaiting her punishment for being truant earlier in the week. The usual punishment for such a crime was a week's detention. But the 16-year-old Reeser was not a typical troublemaker. She was a good student with a clean record and a member of the school's female glee club. Her good unique reason she had skipped school. Instead of suspending her, the principal sentenced Reeser to write an essay on what she had learned that Wednesday, watching the conclusion of the first of 6 of the most unique murder trials in Canadian history. In her essay, Reeser deftly turned her offense around, noting how fortunate she was to have spent 4 hours in the courtroom. The girl who had once sung Christmas carols for POWs in the Medicine Hat POW camp sat enthralled for hours as Chief Justice W.R. Howson explained the facts of the case and the Criminal Code of Canada. In those hours, Reeser learned to parse the difference between murder and manslaughter. Murder is cold and calculating, she wrote, while manslaughter is enacted under an insult before the attacker has regained his self-control. The sentence for murder was death, and for manslaughter, life imprisonment. She recognized the importance of what might have seemed an obscure point of law that was undiscussed in the newspapers, the controversy over whether the defendant, Sergeant Werner Schwab, should even have been tried in a civilian court. He was, after all, a soldier. This would become a key question when his sentence was appealed. As a seasoned thriller writer might have, Joyce built tension in her account using one-sentence paragraphs. The jury, however, after 35 minutes of careful deliberating, returned to a breathless courtroom. This was followed by, even the ticking of the clock seemed exaggerated as the selected foreman of the jury rose and delivered the verdict. We find the accused guilty of murder.